Storm Tracker 6. This is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
There's still a fair amount of sunshine across mid-Michigan this afternoon. In addition to the mostly sunny to partly cloudy conditions, notice satellite and radar also showing a couple of isolated sprinkles for those south of I-94. Temperature-wise, right now, we're mainly in the low 70s, 73 degrees in Jackson, 70 for our current temperature in Lansing, St. John, Charlotte, and over in Ionia. We are staying mainly dry, a lot more in the way of sunshine once we get into this evening, allowing temperatures to yet again climb up into the upper 70s. We are even warmer by tomorrow. Those details and more coming up in just a little bit. 6 News at Noon starts right now.
WMNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at Noon.
Right now at noon, cuts too deep. A planned rally at the state capitol. People upset over a proposed budget they say slashes much needed services. It is our top story at noon. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kirk Montgomery. In just a bit, advocates are gathering at the state capitol for an event called Care, Not Cuts, highlighting the effects of the proposed House budget on several areas of everyday life. Our Karina Prieto will be there to cover the event. She's here for you now with more of a preview. Karina, what's going on today?
Well, Kirk, it is a beautiful and busy day here at the Capitol. On the main lawn, we have activists participating in the Climate Day of Action, but here on the West Steps, we'll have a group that's focusing on the budget and how it could impact people here in Michigan. Now, there's a few different organizations that are coming together for today's efforts, including Michigan nonprofit Mothering Justice and the Michigan Education Justice Coalition. Organizers will be rejecting the budget passed by Speaker Matt Hall, which they say cuts funding for crucial programs from education to healthcare and even water safety. Now, things should get going here around 12:30 to 12:45. We should hear from Michigan students as well as housing advocates and even State Rep Emily Devendorf. I'll have more for you later on tonight on how this group says that the budget could impact our communities. But for now, here for you live at the Capitol, Karina Prieto for 6 News.
All right, Karina, thank you. Meanwhile, this morning, Democratic lawmakers met to announce a package of bills they say will provide funding for Michigan schools. 6 News spoke to those lawmakers as well as local school officials to find out why they say some schools are getting desperate for help. Our Zach Priest is following this story. He's joining us in studio. Zach, what do they have to say?
Kirk, this comes as both parties are struggling to come to an agreement on a budget for the upcoming school year. Some local school officials are warning that further delay could come with serious consequences. Michigan has now gone more than 70 days without a K-12 budget. Those sponsoring this package say it will strengthen Michigan's commitment to its children, specifically at-risk students like those struggling academically or economically. State Representative Regina Weiss claims these bills are being introduced because Republicans, quote, can't be trusted to fund Michigan's schools. Republican Speaker of the House Matt Hall has previously claimed that House Republicans actually want to spend the most on education, saying that Democrats are too concerned with spending on, quote, lobbyists. Weiss disagrees, saying this new proposal looks out for the students who need it most.
Those dollars provide tutoring, counseling, literacy intervention, and other vital services that can make the difference between a child falling behind or finding success in school. Deliberate budget delays from House Republicans leave us on the brink of a government shutdown and neglected funding for at-risk students in their budget agenda.
Stick with us on 6 News. State education leaders warn that they could be forced to cut free lunch programs and even release school staff, including teachers, if a budget isn't passed and soon. We have all that and more coming up later tonight on 6 News. Back to you, Kirk.
Zach, thank you so much. The Capital Area Housing Partnership celebrated the completion of the renovation of a 100-year-old landmark, the historic Walter French Junior High School. Now, the building has been transformed into a community anchor that now includes the residences at Walter French with 76 affordable apartment units that opened in January, the Monarch Early Learning Center, a child care facility serving more than 100 children, and the Capital Area Housing Partnership's new headquarters, housing the nonprofit's staff and programs.
For a while, it was just a blight. It was sitting here, we had some broken windows, we had to put some art on it, and it was a blight. And today we have this incredible mixed income building, which is the home of the Capital Area Housing Partnership. It has daycare. It's this incredible success and revitalization right here at the heart of the city in South Lansing.
The building first opened on September 8, 1925. In Eaton County, officials had to make some tough decisions in the recent Board of Commissioners Truth in Budgeting public hearing. The 4-H organization lost 99% of their budget, and 29 positions were also cut during yesterday's hearing. Board Chair Jim Mott told 6 News that residents are putting in time and money to make sure the organization is running properly. The next full board meeting is September 17th, where commissioners will vote on the final budget, which will then be finalized on September 30th. A federal judge temporarily blocks President Donald Trump's efforts to fire Lisa Cook from the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. This ruling will allow the Michigan State professor to keep her position as her lawsuit against the president now plays out in court. Cook is suing President Trump after he said he was firing her over allegations of mortgage fraud. The allegations stem from 2 properties Cook bought in 2021 before she joined the Fed. Her lawyers argue the attempt to fire her is unlawful because presidents can only fire Fed governors for cause, which they claim doesn't exist. The Trump administration is expected to appeal this ruling, which complicates the effort to gain more control over what is supposed to be an independent Federal Reserve. We are learning more about a shooting that prompted a large police presence in Lansing Township overnight. Police say a man now in the hospital after he was shot in the face. Authorities say Lansing Township patrol officers, along with the Lansing Police Department, responded to a disturbance right around 9:30 last night around Wood Street near Sam's Way. Once on scene, officers located a 44-year-old man from Lansing who had been shot in the face. Police say he was rushed to the hospital and is now listed as stable after undergoing emergency surgery. A 41-year-old Lansing woman taken into custody and 2 firearms were also recovered at the scene. Police believe the 2 people knew each other. This incident remains under investigation. Meanwhile, Michigan State Police now investigating a deadly moped crash that happened near Olivet. Troopers say it happened around 6:45 yesterday morning on Marshall Road near Brandy Lane in Walton Township. They say the driver of the moped was heading northeast on Marshall when an 18-year-old in a pickup truck hit him from behind. The moped driver was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The driver of the pickup wasn't hurt. State police are still trying to figure out what caused that crash, but say neither drugs nor alcohol appear to be factors.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Satellite and radar shows a couple of isolated sprinkles for those of us south of I-94. This activity is very limited in nature. Notice once we head north of that boundary, we are not only dealing with dry conditions here in Lansing, but also a lot of sunshine as well. Those isolated sprinkles are generating ahead of what is a very weak system off to our west. Now, as the system and its associated fronts make their way through the region, they really won't be impacting our temperatures all that much. In fact, we are going to continue the warming trend over the course of the next several days. Notice for today we have a forecasted high in the upper 70s, which is right around 2 to 3 degrees above average for this time of year. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and likely even as we move into early next week, notice those temperatures still forecasted to be in the low 80s. Now, what this system will do is actually change our wind direction. By the time we get into this evening, winds will be coming out of the east-northeast, which will help to move a drier air mass into the region. Once that dry air is able to move in, we'll notice a big increase in terms of the amount of sunshine across the area this evening. We are partly cloudy to mostly clear overnight tonight, more dry weather and sunshine in the forecast as we move into our Thursday. Friday going to be an exact repeat as we continue to keep this dry weather in place for at least the work week. Once we get into the weekend, however, our chances for rain will slightly increase. However, notice on our 5-day rainfall forecast, we're not looking at a complete washout. Most of our rainfall totals across the area will still stay below that 1/2 inch mark, and most of this precipitation is expected to fall as we move into our Saturday. However, notice the chance for that overall over the course of the past few hours has been decreasing with time. I still have a 15-20% chance of an isolated sprinkle as we move into our Sunday. However, the chance is going to be incredibly low at that. Good news is it does look like that precipitation on Saturday will be moving out in time for the MSU football game. Of course, we'll keep an eye on it going forward and of course provide provide additional updates throughout the next few days. We're at 70 degrees already here in the city of Lansing. Winds currently out of the south-southwest at 3 miles per hour. Notice more sunshine over in Grand Ledge, 67 degrees. No sustained winds or wind gusts being picked up by our sensor thus far. As we head further south, notice that cloud cover is a little heavier, but no big impact on our temperature. 73 degrees right now over in Jackson. Mostly cloudy currently over in Hillsdale. Temperatures in the upper 60s. We'll make it up to a high of 79 degrees across the area today. The 6-day forecast shows we are going to be even warmer as we go throughout the next several days. 81 degrees your forecasted high on Thursday, 83 just in time for Friday. A couple of scattered sprinkles we'll have to dodge as we move into the start of the weekend. But as I mentioned, it's not a complete washout.
Yeah.
Football games all this week and weekend still look to be in the clear, and we need the rain.
I was going to say, what little rain we do get, we actually need.
Yeah, so we just need to make sure that we soak it up in our gardens. Soak it up as well.
Absolutely. All right, thanks, Kendall.